Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. It's Crypto Novo, and we got an international show. All right, we got CryptoPunk owner right here, Michael. Michael, how are we doing today?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, and right on cue, right here, we have another one into the NFT space. Clicking right on. It's afternoon for you guys. It's about dinner time out there. About 5 o'clock. It's about 11 o'clock here in Chicago. How are we doing? How are you doing today? Good?
Good, man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. We're excited to have you. We're going to talk about some CryptoPunks real quick here, because what I do each morning, and I know it's a little bit later than morning here in Chicago, but I wanted to hold off. I wanted to talk through some of these CryptoPunks. First, real quick, if you want an AR filter like this, Novoverse, you can get plenty of AR filters. You've seen them on G Money. You've seen them on Claire. You've seen them. You're going to see them on a bunch of other CryptoPunks that have a loud voice in the NFT community, and also a nice digital frame right there for your NFTs. But we got to dive right onto these CryptoPunks. Man, I'm so happy that we can be talking globally about CryptoPunks, because I've reached out to people from Europe, from Russia, and now we're in the continent of Africa. You know, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys having you on. And as we do in the morning, right here, our floor punks is at 45 Ethereum. And I always like to look at the supply and demand at 1,433 punks. And if you can remember, we had that sharp sale of all those CryptoPunks going to pretty much that index. And that number got down to about 1,100. Now, Michael, you got in about April. Isn't that about the time frame you got in about?
Yeah, about that, about April, yeah.
So I remember in that April timeframe, I mean, the number of CryptoPunks was right around 1,600. So, I mean, you got in about 200 CryptoPunks earlier. So there's 200 less CryptoPunks than there are currently right here. And look at that. We're seeing a mask that's for sale right now. And you know a little something about masks, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'm 6'2", 6'6". You know, I bought that one because of the whole COVID. We're all wearing masks. And it just resonated with me. So, I copped that. And that's me on Twitter, IG, everywhere.
And that's what we're seeing in this space is, people taking these avatars, they're CryptoPunks, they're Afrodroids in the future here, and they're going to be dropping them into their avatars like that, because it shows a lot of things. One, it shows your tech savviness. Two, it's kind of like, your license plate if you're driving a fancy car, or your address if it's your house. I mean, you can link so many things to these CryptoPunks. And, with that, we're seeing more and more sales. So right here, this is an old, I think it's about 12 hours ago, where the floor was at 44.88. I'm going to upload this page right now, and we're going to see right now it's already up to 45. And if that one sells right there, I mean, we're at 46 Ethereum. So, I mean, even if you hold one CryptoPunk and this floor CryptoPunk sells, essentially by the floor, you're going up by 1 Ethereum. And, that's about 3 G's right there in US dollars. That's an outstanding return. If not, the Ethereum's worth the price of Ethereum, which is international money in my mind. I mean, that's the reason I want to be brought to this space, is because that accessibility of making those international trades, those international buys, and working with people across the globe. Here are the sales. We're going to update this to see actually what did sell. So, some prime ones. I remember seeing this one yesterday, this one pixeled right here. Let's talk about this in a little bit more depth, because we have a gold chain hidden behind the luxurious beard. And if you can see, there's only one pixel there. And that's a real rare commodity to have within a CryptoPunk. There's actually only 9 of them. If you type in, let's see, how do we get here? We would go to luxurious beards. And then we have our luxurious beards here. If we type in edition gold chain, then it's going to show us the combination of both of those. All right. So these are the combination of all the luxurious beards and gold chains. So if you look, there's only 9 of these total. All right. Wow. And if you could see what they're selling for, I mean, one sold 15 days ago for $400,000 or 133 ETH. And then another one 2 weeks ago. Then we had one 12 hours ago. So these are little nuances that you can pick out within the game of the NFT space. which makes it collectible, which makes it tradable, which makes, a lot of people don't know that much about it. And, a lot of people don't know about, the guests that are going to be, talking a little bit more about themselves. I do a lot of talking, but I want to hear about other people talking from across this planet here. So, Michael, we've talked about your CryptoPunk a little bit here.
Yeah.
6266 right here. And we're going to show the distance. And I got to get my larger thing on, because this is the distance that we're traveling to have this communication here. I'm in Chicago all the way up here. All right. I'm all the way up in Chicago. We're way up here. It's just about noontime for me. You guys are about to start relaxing. The sun's probably going down in a couple hours, way down here. So how did you get into CryptoPunks? What was your thought process behind it?
All right. So, I've been buying Bitcoin. I've been buying Ethereum. I started buying like 2017. But I came across NFTs, I think maybe like early 2020. But I didn't dive into it. I think it was late in the year I did. And what I started to see, well, a lot of the guys who I was following on Twitter, on crypto Twitter, had these things in their display, right? Like punks. Bored Apes went out that time. So I was seeing and I was like, yo, why has this guy got a picture of a cartoon in his display? Like, I just didn't get it. I was like, this guy is spitting alpha, he's spitting game, he's spitting knowledge, and he's got a cartoon character. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me do some research. I started reading up about punks, and then I saw them. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I understand it a little bit, but I don't see why I'm gonna like do that myself now. Because at the time when I started buying NFTs, I was buying what I loved. And when I say what I loved, I was buying stuff that I felt I can put in a frame, because I have a lot of art in my house. And I was like, how am I gonna frame this this cartoon character and people aren't gonna look at me crazy? I'm like, no, okay, I don't love it, so I can't buy it. But then later I started to understand the whole provenance of the CryptoPunks. I mean, I know later on it was like, they weren't necessarily the first, but they're one of the first. And so I started to get it, like, look, this is early on, this is going to be history. In 10 years time, people are going to look back and say, like, what happened, in terms of like Ethereum, the punks, Rare Pepes, all of that. And I align most with the CryptoPunks. So I went on to Lava Labs and, looked around. I'd seen like, like, I guess like everyone, you buy one that you think looks like you a little bit. So I'd seen like a light-skinned black guy with a luxurious beard, and like a purple hat. I went to buy him. I wasn't sure because it was about $38,000, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna spend $38,000 on a cartoon character. I must be crazy. So I slept on it. Came in the morning, he was gone, and I was like, yo, like I should have just pressed buy. So I looked a little bit more. Came across 6266. He had a mask, and I was like, okay, look, I've been wearing masks all year. He doesn't have a beard, but it like covers his face. And I want to feel a bit anonymous as well. So I bought that. And, the rest of is history, really. And then after that, I started getting into more and more NFTs. I'd already bought some stuff on Super Rare. Then I started looking at Lava Labs projects, learned a little about autoglyphs. But then again, I also was like, you know what, this just doesn't look so dope. I was like, it just doesn't look so dope. Big mistake again. But yeah, man, I think like what I've learned this time is I've actually gone pretty heavy into Meebits. So whereas I missed autoglyphs, I just got one punk. I got like I got like six or seven Meebits, including a robot.
I didn't know that you had the Meebits in that collection. So you aped in, and what I'm seeing is a lot of similarities that I have brought into the game. Is like you can't get in on every project. You kind of learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you get in on projects that aren't successful, but you find the good development, you find the good developers, you follow the good discords, and it's a learning process, communicating. Discords is huge into this, talking about through the space. And then another thing, and here's two things that I found wrong with CryptoPunks. And everyone's like, what, you found something wrong with CryptoPunks? Yes, I did. And you're going to laugh after I say it. The first thing I found with CryptoPunks or any project that you love is you can't buy just one. Even I know you just have one, but man, I'm sure you're looking to ladder up to maybe get another one, get another family member one. And here's another thing. Another thing is seller's remorse. Man, when you sell these things, it's like giving a child away. It's just like, no, because you're so attached to it. You see it every day. I've looked at my digital face almost every day, 5 times a day. So looking in the mirror is a different aspect for me. And it's almost turning into a thing nowadays for people who are applying for jobs. Doesn't have to be gender specific anymore. It could be, hey, you know what? You might relate to your avatar. you know, and that might really pull enough clout for you in the space to show I am tech savvy. I have been in the space for a while.
Yep.
So
I agree. I agree. Like, it's so hard for me to change to my. I have a bored ape. Like, I love my zombie bored ape, but I just can't change my profile. And then I have a Meebit robot that I love with a Hawaiian shirt and a gold chain, and I just can't change to that to those avatars. I'm just so attached to 6266.
I actually just got goosebumps. You're a mega collector here. I didn't know this. I mean, you got a prime bored ape. You got yourself a robot for your
Meebits.
Man, hats off to you. I got right here. That's my robot. I minted this one right off the bat. I was lucky. I had 8 pence in there. I minted my let me see here. I minted my Meebits fresh out of the gate. And man, I was blessed by the Karma NFT gods when I got in on it, because I really lucked out. And I actually left. I left work early because I was having a panic attack when people are texting me like they're dropping Meebits, and I left work early. I had no clue what I was doing. And I opened up a robot, and then look at that, 2 pigs.
Oh, 2 pigs. Oh, dope.
Yes. And one had a snout shirt on. I had no clue about it. I had the pigs, and I thought pigs were more common than humans at the time. I'm like, oh, no way. I'm like, all right, pigs are equal to the humans, because I was opening them up, and that was the ratio I opened up. But when I opened up this bad boy right here, man, my mouth dropped. I ran around the house screaming and yelling. And that's part of the fun in this, is that aspect of it, like that anonymous opening. It's like almost like getting a scratch off that you're going to win something. It's just the amount you're going to win through the rarity of it. And and maybe this is a good transition, because you're bringing in friends and family for this as well. And you have a great friend that you wanted to bring along for the ride, and you're getting in the space here.
Yeah, man.
We're going to zoom in actually his hometown here, because we were talking in his green room about just how far it is away, and his hometown here. I think I got it somewhat right. I want to zoom into his actual location here. But I mean, this is where a lot of the stuff is going to be coming out of with the Afrodroids right here. And I think it's a cool concept, cool idea, global. I love it. All right. So, Michael, how about you introduce your friend here, however you want to glorify him? Now's your chance.
Yeah, man. So we met like on Twitter, IG. You know, I saw his work, and I was like, look, you know, this is great. I was looking for other guys in crypto in Nigeria and in Africa, and it was so hard to come across. Then I met a guy called Osinachi, who's a pretty big deal here as well. And he's got a lot of work on Super Rare. Then I came across O's work, and I was like, I need to start collecting some of my brother's work. So, you know, I bought some of his pieces. And, you know, we've been talking about different things, and he told me about Afrodroids. And I was like, yo, I'm going on this show with crypto just to talk about punks and everything. Come and talk about Afrodroids. You know, the Discord just went live, I think, yesterday. Project looks dope. Yeah. You know, I'm definitely supporting 100%. You know, so over to you. Tell the people about what's up.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hi everybody, I'm Owo, creator of Afrodroids. That's new. That's the first time I've ever introduced myself as a creator of Afrodroids.
Hey, you take pride in that, man. You've been working hard. You're laughing right now, but man, that smile is what I love to see, because you've been working hard at this. Your Discord dropped freaking yesterday, and here you are, live access to the world to announce yourself, and be proud of what you're doing, because that's what it's about. You seeked out Michael seeked me out. We're all in this together, my friend.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Super excited to be here. I'm a 3D artist from Nigeria. My work is centered African culture, lost civilization, lost language, religion, and altogether everything Africa, Afrofuturism. And the Afrodroid project is something I've been working on since last year, but in February I kind of like delved in, because I've always been plagued by this question, like what's the origin of humanity, and where did we come from, and where are we going ultimately? So with that question, I think Afrodroids kind of answered it, because the findings I found were very, very interesting. All the people I talked to, people that I consider to be smarter than me, people who are well read and stuff, they had one similar answers, you know, when I spoke to them, and the answer was at the end of humanity would end up being that us humans would find a way to, you know, end ourselves, and we already see that happening with all the things that are happening in the world, planet, the nuclear weapons we are seeing, the ocean pollution, you know, people not being humans to just not being human to the next person, you know, which is really sad. So yeah, the whole idea of Afrodroid is to kind of tell the story, bring shine the lights on, oh, we are not taking care of the planet. We need to kind of sit up and take care of our planet if we want to live in it and live it for our for the people that are coming after us. And yeah, so that's just the general idea of Afrodroids, and it's set in 3045, where everything has ended. The humanity has gone, and everything that's left of in the earth is just Afrodroids. You know, this androids they are made up of parts machine consciousness, and they are also made up of human consciousness. So it's a kind of where maybe some of the scientists found ways to transfer the consciousness of humans, you know, from the previous civilization to this current civilization, which is the androids, and they are now roaming the earth, being torn apart at intervals. They see all this consciousness, they experience all this consciousness, all this life that they never lived. So yeah, it's a very interesting project, and it has this amazing roadmap. I tried as much as possible to provide so much value in terms of what my collectors are getting. Part of it is the design. Really dialed in the design, because I know the metaverse is the future and is inevitable in terms of where everything is going. You know, all the amazing projects that have been dropping. You know, we try and tend to find ways to experience it more in terms of how we can actually be our avatars.
Yeah,
And it's
and that's
very.
what I like that what you've been talking about, how the interaction of what you're trying to achieve here. And you know, anyone could go in for money and take it right there. 20% of all proceeds donated to charity. You're trying to get involvement. That's what it's about, is involvement. Because once you have that involvement, and we've seen it, the popular NFTs, the ones that actually have longevity, they have that stake of value within the community. People wanting to do things, making little clubs or organizations within their own NFT community. And, you know, with which I was super impressed with here is just your Discord drop. I mean, this was probably 18 hours ago right here. The number of followers that, I mean, you already have the number of members that are already here and active, you know, the moderators, and you even look down the list, and that we talked about avatar being avatar centric. Like, you look down the list, there's Bored Apes in there, there's CryptoPunks in there, there's all types in there, you know. And that's what you're going to see is more and more. So you can start associating with not only the other clubs out there, but you can see, hey, you know what? There's a lot of stake of value here. There's CryptoPunk owners that have a stake of value within your community. There's Bored Ape. I'm seeing Bored Ape after Bored Ape right here in the green, value within your community. Yeah. And that's how you kind of see Lazy Tuna. There you go. There's another one. Names that I'm noticing on other Discords coming in here, flocking here already. It's important that you're telling the story and you're saying the story behind it, because anyone can just click on this and look at it as an avatar project. It's not. You have a story based on it. You already have a date future based on it. So that's already going to drive the compassion to the storytelling in line that's in there. These are, I love foundation set up. You have the mindset set up and the roadmap set up that it has been well thought through. Michael has been 2 steps ahead of the game in all this NFT action. I mean, obviously you're impressed about all this status. You know, your thoughts on, you know, how you've seen the space evolve to new artists like this coming in and having the equality to get in there and just mix it up with, I mean, heck, we're seeing the ownership and the startup of a brand new company before our eyes.
I'm telling you, I think what's so dope about everything is accessibility, right? Like years ago, before, you know, we had crypto rails and blockchain, like a lot of the world was cut off from, you know, from doing these kinds of exciting things. Now, you know, guys are collaborating on projects across the world. You know, I've built a lot of relationships across Discords. You know, I tap into a lot of alpha now when I'm buying stuff. I literally bought an archetype yesterday, and I got in touch with Eccentric, who sold a cube to Vincent Van Gogh, I think like for 320 ETH some days ago, right? And then we were just talking about archetypes. You know, I was in the Discord, you know, thinking about which one should I pick up and everything. You know, and it's just the fact that people share information so easily is something that I think is just so dope. And so, you know, when I see my brothers like, oh, we're working on stuff, I'm like, yo, like we need to like, I'm not part of the project, but I love what you're doing. I'm going to support. You know, like so I bought some of his pieces. He had these pieces before. I think they were like gods. I think they're gods, like historic African gods. And he threw it up just like 9 pieces. And I saw it and I was like, okay, yo, I have to jump into this. And he's also recommended other people. So Owl hosts some Clubhouse events as well. He's met other people like in the scene and he's introduced me to them and I've supported them and I bought 1 or 2 things. And so I'm primarily a collector. I'm an entrepreneur and a collector and I'm trying to be a builder, but like I want to support these creators. And I think in Africa, one of the biggest things is we have so many creators. We're so creative. We're often just cut off from so many other opportunities. And crypto has changed so much. And I think it's going to change even more because we're so early. Like we're early in North America. Just imagine how early we are like in Africa. I've been looking for a CryptoPunk owner in Africa for months. So, you know, Crypto Nova, if you know of any, like I will fly to South Africa, East Africa, just to give him a high five and say, what's up, bro?
And that was kind of the point of us kind of getting in touch. Is like we wanted to get you united in finding another CryptoPunk, you know, within that great continent. And, you know, we can do that just because it's so easy to bridge that gap nowadays. And, you know, for you just to bridge the gap with, you know, within your own country to find a great artist like this, to kind of bring them up to the limelight, bring them in like, hey, you know what? I have a connection here because whatever, we just want to chat punks, but now all of a sudden we're chatting NFTs. And at the end of the day, it's a win-win for everyone. I'm learning something about it. We're giving content out to people who are chiming in on the chat, loving this stuff. You know, I mean, look at that. We got one right here. Andy C. All right. You got this. You know, you're getting encouragement from people I don't even know. You don't even know, but that are, you know, following us on YouTube, following us on Twitter. And this is just the beginning of it because this stuff gets chopped up. It gets out onto Twitter. And then all of a sudden, you know, people are tweeting about it. So, I mean, it's not just one concept. It's not just coming up with one thing that you're trying to put out there. You've put your time in. You've put, I mean, hell, you have 2,000 followers. You have open seas going on with, you know, your projects out there. So it's not like you're just trying to get your cash grab and get it going. You're trying to unite. You're trying to.
I agree. I think Nova, like a thing that I always try to educate people on when I talk to them about punks. People are like, oh, look, the cheapest punk is like what, 44 ETH, I think, as of today. It's out of reach for a lot of people, especially in developing economies. And I'm like, look, go and do some research on fractional. So, you know, what are your thoughts on things like party bid and fractional, even in Chicago and everything?
What are my thoughts on it? I'll show you what my thoughts are on it real quick. If it loads up here. Yep, I'm in on some of this. So I do.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't get the bid on the Tiara. I tried.
So
I got two.
Many thoughts on these things. All right. Many thoughts on things. This is a great way of distributing wealth. This is no different from me, in my mind, is buying a stock in Berkshire Hathaway or Apple and being able to fractionalize that stock option. And it's showing the strength of the liquidity that these things will present in the future. Now, this one was bought for 131 Ethereum. At the time, total spent on it, at the time, it was 88 Ethereum. So as you can see, there's 50 ETH left over. That means that people would have put more money into this project if people allowed it, but they didn't want to overprice this and then have people stuck with a bunch of worthless Tiara tokens. So this shows that there's 150,000 people, $150,000 worth of US currency that would go into another style of project like this. This was the first one that this opened for. The other one, we spoke with Justin Aversano. I speak with him daily. Michael, you spoke with him. He has one out for his twin flames on the cover of his thing. So it's showing the world that, like, hey, these things are worth value. People are willing to back you with some money in it and fractionalize to get in on it as well. So, I mean, it is something that you can, that you're able to do. And it's pretty easy to do just with a couple clicks of the button. So yeah, you can't afford a 43 ETH CryptoPunk, but you know what? Maybe you can afford, $50 worth it. And then all of a sudden that bad boy doubles in price and your $50 is worth 100. Then again, none of this is financial advice, but isn't it worth like having the choice to have that as an option? Like now it's your option. It's not the bank's option. It's not the government's option. It's your option of what you want to do with your hard-earned money or your hard-earned ETH.
I agree.
Yeah, I have a question. So for someone probably watching and like wondering, how do you have access to all this information? If someone is new to the NFC space, trying to stay on top of things, like probably I know when they're selling, when auctions are going for things like this, but how do probably new people in this space get access to informations like this, so I could jump in as well?
That's a great question, because what I do to try to teach people in the space is, one, I try to be the example. I was fortunate enough to get into CryptoPunks. So it's easy for me to, one, know the Discord, because that's the first Discord I ever got into. So it's just Discord all the way. Like, you learn so much from the people in that Discord. Two, I know this attribute class like the back of my hand. So I know the pricing within these different ones. So if I needed to buy, sell, get out of it, I would be able to. I view this very similar to stocks, where like I go through my daily stocks, or people go through their daily stocks and look at it. I look at it. I did it live with you guys. That's the reason I actually do the broadcast, because I did it live every day. I'm like, I'm just going to record it. I'll do it anyway. People look at it anyways. But the important thing is to make it small. You guys people don't need to look at CryptoPunks if it doesn't relate to them. This is just a template for anything else out there. This is the template for Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. It's just formatted differently on open. This is the template for Wicked Craniums. This is the template for anything. So my recommendation, get into one group, one club, Afrodroids, maximize your time in there. If you can spend 10,000 hours in that equals mastery level, according to some scientists, 10,000 hours of research or doing something or repetitions. Obviously that's a long time. Obviously that takes years, but if you can learn one aspect of it in this NFT space, it's going to make other things look easy for you. And then you're the master of one, not a master of nothing. I started in the cryptocurrency space, so I saw these similarities in pretty much altcoins and crap coins, and to know when to get out. You always see that huge bump when an initial project launches. Then there's a huge sell-off. The only time those altcoins come back is if there is belief behind the project. For instance, Dogecoin. People just like it because they like it. That's their club. That's their niche. Is there practicality behind it? Well, now there is, because people behind that stake of value are putting practicality behind it. Very similar to your project here with Afrodroids, is you already have a set number. I mean, look at this. You started yesterday. We've already looked up, your members are already gone up to 250. So it's already gone up in this stream itself. I mean, that's almost like one a minute that we've been broadcasting here. So you're already having a stake of value within your community, and it's how you drive that voice behind the community. Everyone has a stake in here. Look at this. You have mods in here. You have special guests in here that are going to want to do the right thing for it. So try to get in the alpha of the game. Try to become one of these moderators. Try to get your name in green if you're on the CryptoPunks board. But it's green on another Discord, so that you're actually able to, be a functioning member of that Discord. So it doesn't need to be green in CryptoPunks. It can be green in anything. It could be green in Afropunks. It could be a special guest there that you're adding to the stake of value in the community. Because then at the end of the day, you have something you enjoy. Your friends, a cool NFT. If it's not worth anything, well, my friends are worth a lot more than my NFTs.
Yeah.
Sorry that was long-winded, but
No. Not at all. Not at all.
I think that makes sense. That makes perfect. I think and what you're saying about focus is really important, because if you try and get involved in way too much, I think, which I have at some point, you get into so many Discords and it just becomes so much noise, and you're kind of like not sure where to like focus your attention. So I think I've learned to just try and look at high quality projects and stay away from stuff that is like gambling, because it can get like gambling, like some of the shit coins, right? So if you like, for me, I'm looking at Lava Labs projects, I'm looking at Art Blocks projects, you know, I'm looking at the, you know, the quality projects and the quality one-of-ones and other artists that come out with actual quality projects. Like I actually, you know, I know Beanie was getting some slack on Twitter recently, but I really like what they're doing with Punk's comics. And you know, I like the whole you know, the whole choice, you know, the burning, the staking, the whole gamification of the whole thing. I know the whole team behind whatever they're doing theirs, and I love it. And I wish I picked up more comics. So I think, you know, if I'm talking to, anytime I'm talking to new guys get into the space, really just try and focus and, you know, learn something, and then find mentors. I messed up there. I didn't find mentors. I just tried to like read and read and read and read. It's much better if you talk to other humans. And if you get into Discord and people get to know you, you keep asking questions, eventually someone will answer, you build a relationship, and you just keep it going from there. Ask more questions, and you get way more alpha like that. I think that's what I found out.
That's huge. I saw it exactly with Justin Aversado early in the game, where we didn't have anything on Metaverse, and this was like the first time that Crypto Voxels was coming, and you know, people are starting to get art on Decentraland. And we put it out there. I just said, hey, anyone can put Justin's art on Decentraland, on Crypto Voxels, let me know. Within 12 hours, his art was up on a Metaverse and sold like 4 pieces. Some guy just did it. You know, the guy got a cut. Justin's stuff had it. And then I was presenting it within 12 hours back on this show. I'm like, guys, we just did this in 12 hours. Like, the sky's the limit. So, crazy. You know, the sky is the limit. The networking is the limit. And I'm excited about following, you know, your project. Michael, I know that you have, you know, a lot of like you're saying, alpha in the game from your knowledge through all this. And for you to kind of spearhead bringing other people up around your community, within your continent, you know, shows the true value that you're bringing in, the stake of value within it. And not only that, your knowledge, which you don't even notice right now, don't undersell yourself, because you did make that branch. You did look into CryptoPunks. You did look into Bored Apes. And you know what? Then you heavily got into Meebits, which that might be a cash cow for you at the end of the day. If not, you're gaining your experience from the alpha within that Discord that you can maybe present to, you know, to new Discords, or, you know, maybe you're going to hop on and be a moderator, you know, on the Afrodroids Discord.
Afrodroids.
Then you can just
he's a special guest already. He's a special guest.
I'm in there. Yeah. You know, definitely support. When the launch is September 1st, right? Or
yeah.
Okay. You're excited. It's coming up.
Oh yeah, it's it's coming up. I'm super excited about it. You know.
Let's talk about it. I've done enough. I've done enough talking. How about you talk about the drop? What's coming up? Your roadmap here, because you just start. I mean, this has just happened yesterday for you. So I mean, sorry for keeping. You're gonna sleep well tonight, I think.
For real.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk about the roadmap?
Yeah, for sure. Let's hear what's happening.
Okay. Hear it. Oh yeah. Give us some alpha, man. Give us some alpha.
Oh yeah, I'll just like do a quick rundown. So for what we're doing is we're not doing the roadmap by volume of sales. So we're not saying by 20% sales we are going to do this, 50% we're doing this. We are taking it quarterly because some of the things are kind of really ambitious. But yeah, it is what we do. You know, it's what the NFT space is all about. We're trying to be ambitious and really push the boundary and provide so much value. And for the first, which is like September, which is like Q3 of 2021, what we're doing is 20% of all the proceeds from the sales, 20% goes to charity, which is this beautiful charity that is really dear to my heart, called Dream Catchers Academy. What they do is they take underrepresented girls of the street and, you know, girls of the street, and teach them entertainment, how to sing, dance. There was this video, I don't know, Magic Mike, if you circulating a kid dancing in the rain.
You know,
during COVID.
Funny enough, I've worked with these guys before, years ago. So when I actually saw the Dream Catchers thing, like, so you know, when Naomi Campbell came to Lagos, she actually came to meet them as well, like some years ago. So that was a dope look. And they've been doing so much good, like taking kids off the street. I saw the ballet dancer she was dancing like literally in mud in the streets. And I think she's in the States now, right? She's in the US now or
Yeah,
something.
she's in Juilliard. She's in Juilliard right
Juilliard,
now. So
wow.
she's really going and learning, getting all the education she deserves. So it's, for me, it's very dear to my heart. Like my
Good
team,
stuff.
they were really keen on working on them. So we had to like move past some of the other charities we wanted to work with and actually work with them. And the good thing is their wallet would be actually written into the smart contract.
Oh,
So
wow.
each of the sales that are being made, they're getting their money as the sales are going. So all the donations, if you buy one Afrodroid, 20% of from the purchase is going to charity. So it's really interesting. And part of the other offerings is that's for the Q3 is I make art every day, and owning an Afrodroid gives you access to actually see all of my drops before everyone else sees it. So if you're not in the Discord, better get in the Discord and be ready for September 1st, because, and also another thing we're doing is we're putting together a collective of artists. That is for Q1, that's 2020. Okay, that's Q4 for 2021. We're putting together a collective curated by me of artists, handpicked by me, that are amazing from Africa. All of them, though, are not necessarily from Africa, but we'll just be opening it up for a couple of interesting artists to join. And the collectors of our Afrodroid will get access to see their drops and be part of their growth, help some of the young artists, which is something we've seen in the community. The whole NFT community is something I've never seen before, throughout my entire existence. I've never seen people, strangers who don't know you, like being so passionate about seeing you succeed. So that's one of the things we're doing. And another part of it is we are preparing for the metaverse, which is what I mentioned earlier. Like the design is so thought out so that it can work in the metaverse. We have the AR version where you can put the Afrodroid in your living room and it's dancing and all. It's super interesting, and some of the things we'll be dropping these hints, some of the sneak peeks as time goes on. But yeah, it's all coming together. I don't want to. It's such a long list, and if you want to see it, you could definitely join the Discord, and under the protocol and roadmap channel, we have everything listed there. And also, I failed to mention the most important thing is we are working on creating a studio called First Continent Studio, which is going to be this huge production studio, because the story for the Afrodroid actually thought about it as a movie. So it's actually written out as a movie. And eventually we want to delve into production, which will be in Q3 of 2022. We're going to delve into production, and our plan is to make sure that everybody that holds an Afrodroid, the collectors of Afrodroid, get into the fractionalization of the whole thing. So if you own an Afrodroid, you get a percentage when we actually launch the movie, and you get to, which is what NFTs is all about, the actual use case of it. You get to own own rights to the movie as well, and we can as well feature your characters if you want us to, which is very, very interesting. So yeah, if you want to learn more about the Afrodroids, just
there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. You can fund your movie this way right here. Once the movie is funded, any leftovers that people have get sent right back to the wallet. It's all written right here in the contract. So you can fundraise just through this, and then what it is, the stake of value that you have in your particular coin here gets divided up amongst whatever. You can have voting rights if you wanted to turn it into a governance coin. So everyone who owns one of these coins gets to vote on it the exact same way that Beanie Max is doing it with his comic books, where you have a stake on, you're a stakeholder in it. It's different than the Mint Pass here. Let me see if I have it real easily to click on. It's this one right here. It's a DAO. So I have a founder's DAO in here where I have a vote of what direction the company is going to go to. So you can essentially fractionalize it. I shouldn't say easy. None of this is easy. Fractionalize it out, where when when the movie comes into production and gets sold, then, you know, that gets distributed between the people who staked you in the beginning. If people overfunded it, you can give the money back to the people who overfunded it. And if it doesn't come to fruition, you can always refund it if you needed to. So, I mean, the steps, the tools are there. You don't need lawyers to do this. You don't need big business studios to do this. Here's the thing that we can do, which would be pretty sweet. Michael, you're pretty much in like just making stuff, producing stuff, getting stuff going, right? I mean, that's kind of I'm guessing what kind of got you to the Ethereum world and maybe lucky enough to get that punk, correct? And this is just guessing. I'm not knowing any of this for a fact. Well, we can get this thing going live action here and show the progression of these steps to the world, to your Pacific continent, to your friends, by simply having us three come on whenever there's benchmarks ready to be achieved within your specific roadmap for Afrodroids and showing it. All right. Here's the first benchmark. We just established the Discord, correct? Yeah. So then our next step is that September 1st. Was it September 1st or September 11th? I'm sorry.
September 1st.
September 1st. So, I mean, now we got, we got about 2 weeks so we can plot our next move. So maybe in 10 days, a week, we come back on live. We do whatever's happening next as far as the next portion of the roadmap, talk about what's happening in the CryptoPunk world, and then we can slowly progress this. We might have picked up 1 or 2 people who are watching or will watching that might want to get a part of this. The person who set all this up for me, Tony Herrera, he was a CryptoPunk OG. He claimed 126 CryptoPunks. He has a way of getting a, oh man, this is gonna blow your mind. And he has a way of getting an immigrant investor visa so you can become a legal U.S. citizen. If you can make yourself $500,000 or $1 million on your NFT, we can match you up with a town in the U.S., I'm abbreviating all this, that can get you a permanent worker's visa as an investor's program. Tony's working hard to get people in the NFT community into the States legally. We can do this. We can do this live and proud. He's working with the Mexican government. You guys are another country that we can branch out to turn this into a systematic change based around Ethereum.
This is dope. This is really dope. And a lot of people want to hear about this kind of thing. Definitely. And I love, shout out to Tony. Shout out to Tony. I think it's because of him I heard about the Meebits DAO. And then the other project he was part of, is it the Ethereans as well? I saw it on his feed. So, I see him doing a lot of interesting things. Definitely someone. About that. That's what
I'm doing next week. You got it, man. You know what's going on.
I'm in the Discord. I'm in the Ethereum's Discord. Straight up.
So you see where we're going with this, man. We have to edit some of this out because I can't talk about that yet. But you see where we're heading to this with this, Michael, and we're going to be heading towards. We're looking for systematic change. We're looking for global change. We're looking for people to have a chance, and we want to do it the right way. We have the literature right here through our own government. Tony's working with the Mexican government, Mexico's government. We're hopefully going to start getting this louder and prouder. But what we need to do, let's get this going for your guys' country, for your guys' continent. Let's get the Afrodroids going. Let's show how we can take a small business like this from people who have similarities collecting NFTs, and let's bump this up. Let's bump this up. Let's make this a beacon, a crying call for friends and family to get behind this. Yeah,
man. And I'm with you, man. Every step of the way. Your success is all of our success. So definitely, it's even dope. Funny enough, CryptoNote, this is the first time we've seen face to face ever. Yeah. Everything's been on Twitter and IG. I didn't even know what he looked like until today. And there's just so much. So that's what I love about NFTs, like he was saying before. Like it's all love. It doesn't matter whether you got a CryptoPunk, a Bored Ape, a Meebit, a Penguin. It's just all love, I think, in the community. And I think that's what changes the world. It's what changes. It's gonna change the world for real, for real.
It's the hope, it's the love and the connection. It's not easier to do it right now through the space because it's the same thing with you guys. We thought of this. Well, we actually started talking about like, hey, how can we get some more CryptoPunks involved throughout the entire globe? And then it just morphed into, honestly, the last 12 hours for people who haven't watched to this instantly. Honestly, maybe about 15 minutes of texting back and forth, DMing back and forth. And I hope to make a global movement out of this. And if not, it's fun talking with cool people that are becoming friends about cool projects. And I love seeing the progression and the evolution of this. So, all right, we're going to get on Discord for you. We're going to pound this. We're going to harp on this hard. I'm gonna leave Michael almost as my point man over there. I don't know how many thousands of miles you guys are away, but all it is one click of a button. So we can just snowball this into something larger. And let's touch base next week as a minimum, so we're all set up for September 1st. Let's get some people rolling on this. You know, we got people who are vested in it. We have a lot of people. We'll just make it one commonality so we get one voice heard. We're all pulling on the rope, and we might as well be pulling in the same direction.
Straight up. Love it, man.
All right, so I'm going to give us a final rundown right here. Crypto Novo, all right, you join me, and I'm going to just show everyone what we can do in this space because I just want to get more artists seen. It's not about me, it's about us, all right? Michael pulling in people from, you know, his background about Ethereum, Bitcoin, the things that he's done, you know, throughout the world, not only in his country land, but also in London as well. Thank you for bridging this gap with Ugwu because I didn't know anything about Afrodroids up about 10 hours ago. And all of a sudden, I mean, I'm seeing what will become, you know, the next wave of NFTs. It's about that collaboration. It's about getting everyone together. It's about bringing common ideas through fractionalities together. It's about using years of experience of being a CEO and a founder of your own digital business. It's about bringing people together through anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at. And it's all because of these NFTs. Head out to the Afrodroids Discord. Get yourself linked in there for sure if you want to hear what's happening, because this roadmap is going to be evolving right in front of your eyes. And that's the way we want it, is that organic growth. And that's it. Michael, last words.
Man, thanks so much, Crypto Novo. You know, watch your show. I was literally watching your show, you and Justin, 2-3 weeks ago. Now I'm on your show. You know, so that's the power of networking, connecting. You know, shout out to you. Shout out to all your viewers, what you're doing. You're my new mentor. So if I'm hit you up in the DMs asking questions about punks and anything else, you know, I just want to have that relationship. And you know, everybody who's watched or who's gonna watch later, watch these shows. You learn a lot. YouTube, Twitter, Discord. There's so many free resources out there, right? Don't get scammed. There's so many good people in the space. Just learn. Be patient. Take your time. You know, and support Africa. Support acts coming up. Support guys like Owo. Like Crypto Novo said, we're gonna be back on in 2 weeks or so, and it's good. Let's hold ourselves accountable. I'm fully supporting this project. I'm not part of the project. I'm not a stakeholder. I just love what Owo's doing, and he's got my 100% back. And I'm gonna buy droids. I'm gonna support droids. I'm gonna share droids all over the world. I hope you do too. But thanks so much, Novo. Thanks.
No, thank you, because I'm learning a lot from you. You're my mentor. We're both mentees to each other. There's too much information to do. I'm just trying to aggregate that information to bring it to one focus. We've aggregated this intel, you know, to the people's focus right here. Oh, man, you got good people around you. Cool things happen to cool people. You're a cool person making cool things. So, all right, we got Discord coming up. We're gonna touch base probably in a week, but definitely September 1st. We're gonna get that going. You guys gotta bug him on Afrodroids, bug him on his DM, ping him, see how you become part of this movement, become part of this. All right, man. Last words. What do you got for him?
Hey, thank you, Crypto Novo, for having me here. Thank you, Michael, for, you know, sending me that DM and like, yo, would you love to get on this with me? And you know, I always appreciate you. You know, shout out to, you know, I never even mentioned there's a whole community of African and Black artists out there. The African NFT community, the Black NFT community, Black NFT arts rather. So what you just talked about, it just came at the right time, because I'm so excited that we have a whole collective of people, you know, ready to go, and it's inspiring what you're doing. And I've been watching your show ever since, you know, Michael pointed me to it, and it's inspiring to be here. And yo, if you're not yet on the Afrodroid wave, you know, go check my my pin tweet, join the Discord, and we'll see you 1st September. We'll make magic. Thank you.
That's right. You don't need to thank me. Thanks for the people who follow. I just want to get the information out there. It's never about me. It never will be about me. It's about us. You can't spell community without unity. We're trying to have a unified front to get these artists seen worldwide. I want to thank my guests, but you know what? We're going to see them soon. We're going to see them often. This is Crypto Novo 311, and I always end the same way. Stay positive and love life. Peace.